Welcome back to the 2 Minute Warning, episode 460. Back on the topic of the NFL. AJ Green headed to Arizona. I think this is going to be pretty big for the Arizona Cardinals. That's what we're going to be talking about today, Jay and I. But before we get into that, question of the day, and that is, who holds the single-season touchdown reception record? Again, if you know the answer, comment below. And if you don't, stick around to the end of the video. We'll discuss it then. But obviously, AJ Green, a guy that's been in Cincinnati his whole career. Obviously, the way it ended with Cincinnati was him not really wanting to be there at all. So really not any on good terms there. But AJ Green headed to Arizona. Jay, what does this mean for the Cardinals?
Truthfully, I seriously think this Arizona Cardinals team can make a playoff push. I mean, we thought they would last year. I think they started the season around 5-2, finished 8-8, so they didn't finish exactly how we wanted. But brand new offseason, AJ Green is coming in, and really how I see this pickup is really how I saw, the Chiefs going to Le'Veon Bell going to the Chiefs, Antonio Brown going to the Buccaneers. Just those washed up guys that might have a little bit of gas left in the tank. The risk to reward ratio definitely benefits the team, and the Cardinals, they can't lose much from getting this. Looking at receiving core now, you got DeAndre Hopkins, who will more than likely be double teamed a lot of the time, and AJ Green probably 6'4", having that big frame and possibly having a little bit of gas left in the tank, can get wide open if he has even a little bit left of his prime. And then you got Christian Kirk being a solid slot guy. I do not see Larry Fitzgerald coming back at 437 years old, but who knows? He's technically a free agent if he wanted to go wherever, but I do think he will retire. Defense, got Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt on the pass rush, and Budda Baker leading the secondary. As much as I liked the A.J. Green accusation, it does not really make up for the Patrick Peterson loss, and that is a big loss to me for the Arizona Cardinals. They really needed help. I don't want to say their defense is weak by any means, but that secondary was held together by Patrick Peterson and Budda Baker. Now they definitely need to replace him. NFL draft is coming up. They might even look at more pass rush. I believe they probably have, I think it's the 16th pick overall. I've heard they might look at Kwity Paye, a pass rusher, or Jalen Phillips, a pass rusher. But to me, since you got J.J. Watt, you're going to be looking at a corner, and whether that's Patrick Surtain, Caleb Farley, or J.C. Horn, one of those guys will probably be available at 16. I think you need to work on defense. A.J. Green cannot be a better pickup, but the Cardinals are not done yet if they want to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think this A.J. Green situation it certainly has potential to benefit the Cardinals, and I guess the the worst possibility is, I don't know, he ends up like he was in his last year with Cincinnati. He had 500 yards receiving last year, and he just didn't really want to be there. But I think things will be different in Arizona. I like this move. For the most part, A.J. Green at 32, he is nearing the end of his career, in my opinion. But he did say in an interview earlier today that he still has gas left in the tank, were his words. So I think he does certainly have some potential. Arguably, you can compare this to AB to the Bucks. AB obviously left the Steelers, then ended up really screwing up with some other teams, with the Raiders and the Patriots, and off the field things. Not that AJ Green did that, but he did end with his team on bad terms. So I don't know how much we should expect from him. Obviously, from Antonio Brown, we knew the talent was there. It was a matter of, can he keep it together off the field? I think AJ Green is kind of the same situation. We know the talent's there. Like Jay said, he's 6'4". He runs like a sub 4.5. 40, or at least he did. I don't know right now. Like I said, he's 32. But just can he keep it together on the field and be and want to be there and work hard and play football? I think that's the question, because he certainly has the talent. He will be obviously the number 2 to Hopkins, or it could end up like AB did in Tampa Bay, not even a number 2, just a role player to come in and catch a couple big passes and do that. Obviously, Antonio Brown, I think he might have had 5-6 touchdowns on the year, but he had that one big in the Super Bowl that kind of put the nail in the coffin. So I keep comparing him to AB because I think this is a comparable situation. But I do think AJ Green can bring value to the table. He's had several 1,000-yard seasons. His career high touchdowns is 11 is pretty impressive. Like I said, last year with the Bengals, he only had 2 because he didn't really want to be there. But I do think the bigger change to the Cardinals is that defensive change with Patrick Peterson going to Minnesota. But I do think giving Kyler Murray, a quarterback that's not necessarily really that elite at the time, and just right now the offense is so one-dimensional with him targeting DeAndre, I think this really spreads it out and helps the Cardinals a lot.
Yeah, AB is a perfect comparable, and we could see A.J. Green become that, where the Buccaneers are now wanting Antonio Brown to come back, and even if they don't get him, he has a market for him. Or A.J. Green could become another comparable situation in Dez Bryant to the Ravens, where we're just like, dude, what are you doing? Get out of the NFL. You used to be great. It's time. You got to cut your losses and retire. I'm kind of rooting for AJ Green here. I'm not a Cardinals fan by any means, but I do kind of like that team and what they got going here. And I like seeing players show what they have left in the tank. I like new teams, and really, like Carson was saying with Kyler Murray, we did another video on Will Fuller to the Dolphins where they're helping out their quarterback, but can Tua get the job done? And the same thing goes here. Can Kyler Murray get the job done at 5'6" of him? He's going to need the 6'4" AJ Green to just throw it up to. So really, no matter what AJ Green does, even if he is the same guy he used to be of being the number one receiver and even fights DeAndre Hopkins to be the number one guy, which is an amazing problem to have, it's going to be up to Kyler Murray. Yes, you could get so far when a quarterback isn't that great, but you can only get so far. So I really, no matter what AJ Green is, it depends what Kyler Murray can do. He's great on his feet, and he can even throw the ball probably better than Lamar, but I don't know if that's a great comparison or a great, accomplishment. So Kyler Murray, he's very young. He's going to go into his third year, and we've seen guys take big leaps in their third year. Josh Allen all of a sudden became an MVP conversationalist is from his second year to third year, so it is possible, and Kyler Murray does have the help to do it. Cliff Kingsbury is a solid head coach. He's not Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay in that division, but he's very viable, and he's making things work for now. So Kyler Murray, that is a big question. Can he get it done without his feet? That's what we'll have to see. You see with the Ravens, with Lamar Jackson, best runner at quarterback position, but they can only get so far. Can Kyler Murray hopefully do the opposite?
Yeah, and I think this, for AJ Green, chance for him to get a bigger contract late in his career, get some money, because I don't know if right now I think AB being a free agent, the possibility of him getting a multi-deal or multi-year $20 million contract is certainly on the table. AJ Green could be chasing the same thing because right now $6 million guaranteed, possibility of 8.5, I think, for 1 year in Arizona. He could do good. He could have an 8-touchdown season and 1,200 yards and get another contract. So AJ Green, I think this is going to be big for himself as well. But as far as the Cardinals, again, I'm more concerned what they're going to do on their defensive side of football to replace that veteran secondary presence of Patrick Peterson, rather than I'm going to be worried about what can AJ Green do.
Yeah, no matter what, I think the risk to reward ratio is definitely there for the team, and they're certainly not going to lose much for $6 million.
Exactly. I think the risk to reward is very beneficial to the Cardinals.
100%.
Absolutely, guys. Again, comment below what you think about AJ Green to the Cardinals, because I think overall, certainly a good move by the Cardinals. Certainly has some potential to be great. And as far as the question today, the NFL single-season touchdown reception leader is Randy Moss. He put up 23 touchdowns in 2007 season. Guys, thanks for watching. Tune in morning.